But until then, we got to rock our virtual business. So I'm going to teach you how to go live with confidence. I have props, I have gear, I literally have things on my lap. I'm going to show you all the things for those of you that have been holding back because you need to learn all the things. You are going to learn all the things today. So let me know, tell us in the chat or in the comments, how many times do you go live a month? Is it 0? Is it once? Is it 5 times? Maybe more? Let us know so we can kind of get an idea to see where everybody is. There is no right or wrong answer, right? It's whatever works for you. What's interesting is, as the next generation comes up, communicating via video is the way to communicate. And when I talk to my grandchildren, in fact, my 3-year-old granddaughter woke me up this morning, bright and early, with a FaceTime call. And if I'm not on FaceTime with them, they're confused. All they know is video calling. They will say, Grammy, where are you? We can't find you. We don't see you. So, the next generation, that's all they know is video communication. And when it comes to video, it is the most powerful communication tool that you have to build a stronger connection and at the same time fire up your interaction so that you captivate, connect, and convert. I'm just going to keep saying that. So you guys sleep with that in your brain. All right, so let's jump in. Let me hit my screen sharing button. Here we go. Okay, going live with confidence. And I called it this because the number one reason I found that people were not going live wasn't because they didn't know how to push the button. It was because they didn't feel confident. And I think that's even more true for women, right? We're like, oh, got to do the hair, the makeup. I don't know how I look. Many times we're just not comfortable in our own skin. But here's what you need to know. That's what people relate to. That you are just like them. And I'm wearing my wig for all of you guys today. But, I have little sprout. I call myself the chia pet because I've got little hair sprouting. And since last week, I started going live with no wig, with barely any hair on top of my head. And, it's talk about thinking you look weird. It's just not what I'm used to seeing in the mirror. But guess what? I'm doing it because I hope that it inspires more people to just get over themselves and go live. All right, here's a fun fact. 64% of consumers will make a purchase after watching a product video on social media, right? And I saw this happen from my very first live went on Facebook. So Facebook, as soon as they launched Facebook Live, like that week, I went live for my direct sales business. And I sold my very first live video. I showed one product and like 5 different things that you could do with it. I had no idea what I was doing. And I sold $300 of that one product. It was a $10 product, by the way. I sold 30 of them. In that one live video between the live and the replay. Prior to that, I had been posting, had never sold a darn thing. That was on my business page, by the way, that I went live. And so I was hooked. I was like, wow, every time I go live to this day, I make money. So if you want to make money, go live. All right. Here's how you do it. So you actually begin with the end in mind. Start with your objective. Remember I said captivate, connect, convert. So we're actually going to work backwards when it comes to your live videos. What do you want people to do when you convert? Do you want them to join your Facebook group? Do you want to recruit a new consultant or 10? Maybe you're going live and it's an opportunity Q&A And your whole purpose is to recruit. Do you want to book and date more parties? Do you want to sell more products? And do you want to build your list? Maybe you have a contact system like for texting or emails, and you want people to join your list so that you have more control and you're not putting all your eggs in the Facebook basket, which, by the way, I don't recommend you do. We don't know whether Facebook will be here today, tomorrow, or this afternoon when we're done, right? So that's very smart to have your own list. And it could be you want to do all these things, right? So a Facebook party, you're doing all of these things. Or it could just be one very focused objective. So start with the end in mind. What is your objective? What do you want to happen during that live video? That will determine what your content is about, what your calls to action are about. And I will give you exact examples just like I have in the other two parts. So some more fun facts you need to know. Facebook Live videos have 10 times more comments and 6 times more interactions than native video. A native video, in case you never heard that term before, is a video that you recorded and you upload it directly to Facebook. Could be recorded on your phone or on your desktop computer or your laptop computer. And so if you want to reach more people, live video is the way to go. I've gone live. I think the most comments one of my live video has been in the thousands of comments. So start with the end in mind and then pick your topic, right? So let's say you want to sell more modular mates. We'll just keep with that theme, okay? So your topic could be a how-to or a tip or even a hack on how to use it. Show people how to use it. What problems are you solving? That's when they want to buy it, okay? So how-to tips or hacks people absolutely love. Maybe it's behind the scenes. It could be getting ready for a Facebook party. Let's say you're going live. You could go live before you go live in the party on your business page and tell everybody you're getting ready for the party and you're so excited, and invite them to join in. Ask them to request an invitation, and maybe you'll attract some brand new party crashers that you didn't even plan on having. Now, when things open up again, you could do behind the scenes on your way to an in-home party, at a rally, a convention, a training, all those things that have a cooking class. You could do some really fun behind the scenes. An interview. So let's say your objective is you want to recruit more consultants. Well, you could go live and have some guests. You can go live with 2 people from your phone now, and also on desktop using other tools like StreamYard, which is what I use to go live, or Zoom, like we're broadcasting and going live on Zoom into your group here. So you could interview other consultants, have them share their stories. We've already seen the example of how powerful that is today. And then your call to action would be, for those of you that have really connected and feel like this is what your next step wants to be, comment, learn more, or comment, join, and we'll help to get you started. And that's how you recruit more, through Facebook Live, sharing those powerful stories, including your own. Breaking news. That's a really fun topic. And that could be about anything from the upcoming, the next month host rewards as they're announced. Of course, you don't want to do that until your current calendar is booked. Never book until the month you're working in is booked up first. But that would be fun to do early in the month, to share that breaking news of what are the new promotions, what's happening for host, and go live to share all the excitement. Q&A. And of course, that breaking news could lead to dating more parties. A Q&A could really help you recruit, sell, and book. It could be a question and answer about a specific product. It could be a question and answer about your host program. It could be a question and answer about your income opportunity, about the demo kit, about how to get started, about how to get the new kit where they can just be a social seller, so to speak, and get a website up and going. And that is a great way to recruit more people, have it more interactive where they're asking you questions. And then you have that call to action to, of course, join. And then best sellers. So people love and people actually take action when they find out that something is a best selling product. And Amazon does this really well. I actually did a whole show about this last year on my weekly live show. For those of you that are Amazon shoppers, Amazon has like an orange label when something is a bestseller. And that tends to be the thing that people buy. People want to buy it because other people are buying it. It's like getting a built-in recommendation. So you could go live once a week for 52 weeks and share a different best-selling product. Just one thing every week. Doesn't have to be, where you're showing 10 things. And then here's a fun fact. 79% of consumers prefer to watch a video testimonial versus reading a review. And so for those of you that are comfortable going live and inviting somebody with you, having a host, a customer, a new consultant, or even an expert, maybe you have a friend that is a chef or has a catering business. Well, you can invite them to go live and they could share a quick tip in the kitchen or a cooking recipe using your products. And having two people on a split screen is more captivating. It draws more people in to wanting to know more. So it's not just one person in the feed, it's two. It's like, oh, what's going on over there, right? You can see I have a tripod back here. So I'm going to show you some actual gear as well. All right, so that's how you start with the objective. Pick the topic that's going to help you achieve the objective. Then you start to figure out, okay, where am I going to do this live broadcast? You want to set your scene. And I actually have a fun little video on my Instagram of how I created this background. So this is a background, this is a scene that I created just for when I go live. And if you can create a dedicated space, you'll be more likely to go live more often because you don't have to figure it out. It's like already set up. You can, like, I can sit down and go live. I don't have to think too much about it. Now, I realize that's not always possible, right? This is a bedroom that I actually converted to my live stream studio in my house because I do go live quite often. It could be a corner in a bedroom. For many of you, it's probably in a kitchen area because of the product you sell, right? You might be doing cooking demos, cooking classes, product demos. So the kitchen would be obviously the most likely place for you. You want to clear the clutter. So if you are in the kitchen, take a look, take out your phone. Remember how I said to do like the 360 to check the lighting? Well, also before you go live this way if you want to have that landscape view, which would be wider as well. Look to see what is behind me. And now that we're seeing so many people on TV broadcasting virtually, it's almost kind of become funny to see what people have behind them in their backgrounds. I mean, it's become like a whole thing where people rate people's backgrounds and what they have behind them. So clear the clutter. Some things you want to look for are cords that are hanging out. I saw somebody go live and they had prescription bottle. It was in their kitchen. They were doing a cooking class. They had prescription bottles all on the counter behind them. And I thought, oh my gosh, You probably don't want people to see like all those medications, right? So just make sure that you don't have things that you don't want people to see that are distracting behind you. So avoid those distractions. Trash on the floor that could be in your scene, especially if you're shooting this way, you're going to see more of, what's down to the floor level. So look for trash, look for, oh my gosh, I've seen everything from tote bags filled with, I don't even know what. Like it's just distracting when there's all this stuff. The biggest thing that is distracting, actually, there's two things. Overhead lighting. So if you have spotlights above your head, sometimes it can almost create like a halo effect where it looks like you've got this halo going on. You don't want that to happen. You might want to turn that light off and use a more direct light on your face. And the worst distraction of all are ceiling fans. Have you ever watched somebody on a live, or maybe it was, a guest on a TV show, and they had a ceiling fan going on over their head? First of all, it makes you dizzy, but there's nothing more distracting than an overhead ceiling fan. So get your scene set up, look to see what are they going to see, right? And you can do that just by taking out your phone, putting it where you're going to have it, and really take a good look what's behind you there. You can hide clutter with a backdrop. So if you're thinking, well, gosh, I've got kids and it's going to be so hard, you can get photography backdrops on Amazon. Amazon has all this gear that you need really inexpensively. And I actually had a photography background here because we moved here 2 years ago and this wall was purple. And I knew I wanted to do just a white wall, but until I could paint it, and I knew I wanted white shiplap, but until I could paint it, I actually bought a background that was like a white fake brick. I think it was $20. And I can't tell you, it looked exactly like a white brick wall behind me. Nobody knew it was really behind me. So there are little fixes for that. And then shoot from eye level or above. This is another one. You never want to have the shot where your phone or even a desktop, I actually use a desk that I can elevate so that I'm eye level right now, okay? On a regular desk, it would be more waist level. And so the view would be here. That is the worst view ever. It's like your neck and your chest area, not what you want people to be looking at when you're live. So I actually bought a desk that raises up, and I'll show you. Wait, hold on. Prior to getting this desk, I bought this little gadget on Amazon, and it is just a little laptop shelf thingy. Sure, it has a name, but it's to put a laptop on for a little work area. And this is what I would put on my desk to raise my laptop. I've used everything from cookbooks to pots and pans to raise my laptop so that I wasn't, so I didn't have that lower body shot. And of course, if you're on a tripod with your phone, you can elevate it. So you always want to be what we call from dead on, which is eye level, to above, which is more like you're taking that selfie. It's a little bit higher than eye level. Those are the two best for your live videos, eye level or above. If you wear glasses, and this is one of the biggest questions I get as well for a live video, is how do you prevent the eyeglass glare? And that is to make sure your lighting is far head level or above so that your light is not beaming on your glasses. And then minimize noise. And I think this obviously can be a challenge. And so one way you can do that is by using a microphone. Audio really counts so that people can clearly hear what you're saying. If there's a lot of noise, they can't understand it, they can't hear it, they're gone. You lost your viewers. So this is a little lavalier microphone. It actually plugs into your phone or your laptop and just will clip to your clothing. Great sound, by the way. Really inexpensive. It's called the Movo lavalier, and it's got a really long cord. We also have for those of you that are my eye thing, all the eye things. Let me know if you have these. These, of course, are the AirPods for your put in your ears. You see a lot of people wearing those when they're on interviews on TV virtually. But you all have a really simple earbud with a microphone, probably in your house, that costs you nothing. Well, maybe not all, but most. And that would be the earbuds that come with your phone. These are great for sound quality, for audio, and they do have a built-in microphone. So actually many times to this day, this is what I use to go live. If you've ever watched my show, you'll see me wearing earbuds. And especially if you're going live with a guest, with someone else, it is critical to wear earbuds because it will prevent an echo sound. So a little tip for you, for those of you that want to do more interview type lives, make sure you and your guest are both wearing those earbuds. And here's a fun fact: the top performing Facebook Live videos, and this was a question early on, how long should I go live, are 15 to 20 minutes long. My show that I do each week is 30 minutes long because I do allow a little time for Q&A at the end. But there's just a fun little stat for you. So you don't have to go long for, go live for hours at a time. It could just be a tip, quick 15, 20 minutes. And then make sure you close out any open apps. So when you are live, it's pulling a lot of bandwidth to be able to stream on Facebook or any social media platform. So if you have a lot of things open that are running in the background, like Facebook, by the way, is one of the worst because it's always refreshing. Close that out before you go live if you have it open in multiple places. Of course, if you're going live in your phone, you're going live in the Facebook app. But you might have, sometimes we have like 3 Facebook windows open at the same time. Make sure you only have that one window open. Close out your mail, anything that's open, especially on phones. Many times we never close those apps and there could be 50 running in the background. So close all that out, both on your computer and your phone. And if you have family members that are streaming, it will also impact your broadcast. It could make you show up pixelated or even blurry if your family, maybe your kids are on Zoom or somebody's playing a game and somebody else is watching Netflix. That all impacts your stream, in case you didn't know. Now, you got your scene ready to go. It's time to get some gear. And lighting is super important. And you can see, I'm doing this as an example, the difference between a brightly lit background versus a dark background. Now, you could do this all on a budget. I don't want you to think you need to spend a lot of money to go live. Remember, I said your earbuds from your phone can be great for your audio. This is what I used for lighting until last year. Not gonna lie. It's a gooseneck, so I can move it, desk lamp that was already in my house. I did not have to buy another thing. Now, because I was, in direct selling as a leader for so many years, my mindset is always what's going to be duplicatable for my team. So the more techie you get, the more it's going to be hard for those new consultants to jump in because they're going to think they need all this gear. So honestly, it wasn't until last year I finally bought a ring light, and congratulations to whoever won the ring light because they are awesome. But until then, I used this, and I would just literally plug it in and use this to shine it on my face. And that's what I used to go live. Tripods, obviously you don't want to have a shaky broadcast if you're using your phone. So tripods are great. You might even have one of these sitting in a closet if you've ever done any photography at all, or check with family members. Check Facebook Marketplace for these things that you can get on a budget. There's also, this is a great, not only is it a tripod for your phone, but also a light, a little baby ring light, and you can get these on Amazon for about 20 bucks, and they clip right to a counter. This would be really probably perfect to go live in your kitchen. Microphones, we talked about. Chargers. So always have a charger handy. And there have been many times that I've gone live and didn't check my phone or my battery on my desktop. And then there's nothing worse than getting that message like you're about to lose your battery. Like, no. So always have, I've learned, always have a charger ready to go. And then also Ethernet cords. See, I have all these things just right here. If you're going live from your desktop, it is recommended for the best streaming experience so that you're not pixelated to actually hardwire in. So you might not have used an Ethernet cord since you were in college. I feel like that was top of the list when my kids went to college. But I always am plugged in with my Ethernet. And for any leaders that are using Zoom for training, and maybe you've been having connection issues, get an Ethernet cord and you will no longer have issues when you use Zoom. Here's a fun fact. Viewers, or maybe not so fun, viewers rate a poor quality broadcast as the #1 reason they stop watching. So that's why these are the things that are really going to help you go live with confidence, because once you get this all down and you start to practice and you've got the lighting and your sound is good and maybe your phone's in a tripod and you're at the right height, you're going to start to see results. And that's what's going to keep you coming back for more. There's nothing worse than, going live and it's dark and the audio is bad and people can't hear. If that's your first experience, then it's going to be, you're not going to want to come back, because you're going to be like, oh, nobody even showed up, or they came and they left and nothing happened. And we don't want that to happen to you. I want you to have a great experience from your very first live broadcast. Now, you're ready to go live. You've got your gear. Hopefully a lot of it is hanging around your house and you don't need to even buy anything. Now I want you to get more viewers so that you are converting, right? You're already captivating, you're connecting by doing these things I've shared with you already. But the more viewers you have, the more chance you have of attracting that ideal client and meeting those new people that can become customers, hosts, and new consultants. So I mentioned Facebook and Instagram stories earlier, that more people are using that for that kind of day in the life posting, and posting less on their timeline, saving that for the more meaningful, intentional content. So before you go live, create a story, either on Facebook or Instagram or both, to let people know you're going live, right? Because they're probably going to see that more than anything that you could post on your timeline. And so pre-promote it. You can even include a countdown. There's a countdown in stories that actually lets people know the exact day and time that you are going live. So that's a really fun way. Include a call to action to message you to get an invitation to learn more. So that way, if they say, oh, I want to go to that, you can really start to identify who's interested in that content. Schedule ahead of time. So this is one of the newest updates to Facebook. If you're going live on your desktop or a laptop computer built into Facebook now. It's called Facebook Live Producer, and you can schedule the broadcast. Or you can use a platform for live streaming, which is what I do, called StreamYard to schedule the broadcast. And you can do that from your phone on StreamYard as well. Now, why is this important? Because by scheduling it, it gives you more control over getting more viewers. You can send that link out. It shows up just as a post, whether it's in your group. I mean, imagine this for a Facebook party, and then sending the link to the hostess and saying, you know, here's the link to the live video. Send this out as a reminder, you know, text everybody and tell them to come watch me at this, you know, 8 o'clock or 4 o'clock, whenever it is you're going live. It just gives you so much more control of getting more viewers. They can even tap, and you might have seen this or try this yourself, they can even tap on a little button that says get reminder. It automatically gets populated when you schedule the broadcast. It's built into Facebook, that little get reminder button. And so you can email or even text your customers and your community ahead of time. Let's say you're going live for an unboxing on maybe your personal profile. You could schedule that ahead of time and then share it to your group. And odds are, if you've built a strong community, they are the first ones to show up. They fire up the engagement and interaction. They love you. They already tell everybody they should be buying the products. They do your marketing for you in the comments. And that's exactly, you know, sharing with your community is really key to getting more viewers, because it tends to fire up more engagement. And then ask viewers to invite a friend. Now, some of the words you want to avoid are words like share, because the algorithm doesn't like it. It's called, you know, kind of baiting people to want to watch the broadcast. So you never want to tell people that if they share it, they'll be in a prize drawing. You want to avoid things like that, because that's against Facebook's policies. But what you can say is invite a friend. So I don't use the word share, but I do use the word invite. And you could say something like, you know, oh my gosh, if you know somebody that would love this, you know, meal prep trick, invite them to watch. And that way you can attract new leads of people who specifically they think would want to see that live broadcast. And here's a fun fact: 25% of Gen Z and millennials use stories to find products and services. And so that's why stories are a powerful tool to promote your live broadcast. All right, now it's time to go live. There's 3 things that you want to do. You want to determine your audience. And you can actually change the audience in your settings before you go live. Who's going to see that broadcast? Is it public for everybody to see? It would be public on a business page, or you could change the audience settings so it's also public on your personal profile. If it's in a group, only group members can see that content. So decide who is the audience for this live broadcast. And then write a compelling title. You don't want to just go live without telling people, without writing something about what your live broadcast is about. Something that's going to attract them and draw them in, really focusing on that problem that you're solving. So maybe you are sharing those, you know, those 5 meal prep tricks. That could be your title. You know, come watch to get 5 really simple meal prep tricks. Or maybe it's a cooking show and you're going to tell them exactly how to cook a great meal, easy, fast, fun. And then include a call to action. If you schedule it, your call to action or your question could be to comment live or replay if they're watching live or if they're watching on the replay. And that way you can identify who is interested in that particular subject or topic so that you can follow up. It also helps you get more engagement, right? Always asking a question will increase your reach. Here's a fun fact. How many of you seen the new Facebook Live shopping? Let me know in the comments or in the chat. So last year, toward the end of last year, Facebook launched a brand new update to Facebook Live, and it's Facebook Live Shopping. You can go live and actually have a live shopping event and even add the link to your website so people can buy the product. And it's a really exciting new update. So let me know if you've heard about it or if you've tried it. So live video is not going away. It just keeps getting better and they keep adding more features. Now, when you go live, and I want you guys to take notes on this. So who here is taking notes? This is my exact formula of what I do when I plan my Facebook Lives. And all you have to do is rinse and repeat. At the top of the list is your introduction. So you go live and you introduce yourself. Pretty simple, right? I've introduced myself so many times when I go live that it's really funny when my viewers are watching, they'll tell me their kids now know my show because I say the same. It's Lynn Bardowski, founder at $1 Million Party Girl. Welcome to Social Girl Life. Like that's what I say. And I say it over and over and over again. That's my introduction. So introduce yourself, even if it's your personal profile. Remember, you could have people watching that don't know you. So let them know, hey, it's Lynn. Obviously, you're not going to, introduce yourself as you would on your business page, but let them know a little bit more about you. And you can even start with a question. Let me know if this is the first time you're watching one of my live videos, or if you're a new friend, or if somebody invited you to watch this live. Get a conversation going. And as I mentioned in the unboxing video training, start right away. Don't wait for people to show up. Just get right into it because you're going live for the replay viewer to make sure that they stick around. So start immediately. And then after you introduce yourself is your hook. The hook is what are you going to say that is going to let the viewer know what's in it for them. Why should they watch? Why should they even stick around and pay attention to what you have to say? So I've said this quite a few times. What is the problem that you're going to solve? And the top two, I'll make this really easy for you. And what you do all the time is to save people time and save people money. That's what your products do. They make meal prep easy, saving time, saving money in the kitchen by making sure they're not throwing out all those, fruits and vegetables and all the things that your products do by extending the life of the food that they have both in their pantry and in their refrigerator. So saving time, saving money, those two things should be included in every single live that you do. And I'll show you an example of an idea when I'm all done on how you can do that. So what's the hook? Why should people watch? Why should they care? What's in it for them? And by the way, I do have, just a little Word doc on my computer, because I typically go live on my computer, where I have exactly this flow and I just fill in the blank for every show. So I know exactly what to say. On your phone, you could, of course, use the notes in your phone to write out a little example of what you want your formula to be, or even have it on your, on a piece of paper. I used to take a Post-it note and stick it to the wall in front of me when I was first going live. So I was looking at my Post-it note to help me figure out what I wanted to say. Engage. ask questions. And I've been really modeling that for you through this whole training. I've been asking you questions to make it more engaging. So it's more of a two-way conversation and not a one-way conversation. And then deliver the content. What did you tell them that you were going to tell them when you shared the hook? Go ahead and deliver that. And then recap. So remember I said to start right away. Well, the other thing you need to know is as you were starting right away, people are coming in and they might be coming in, you don't know at what point of the broadcast, maybe in the first 3 minutes, maybe at the 5-minute mark, maybe at the 10-minute mark. They might be showing up at the very end. And so it's important to do a recap. So you could say, and this is what we talked about during this live broadcast, or this is what I shared with you tonight. If you're just coming in, go back, and watch from the beginning. You're going to learn 5 really easy meal prep tricks that are going to save you time and save you money, and just recap what you told them. And then there's your call to action. You start it with your objective. So that is where you're going to share the action that you want people to take. It could be a multitude of, buying, booking, joining, or it could be very focused on one specific thing. So it might sound something like, and for those of you that are, would love to save a bundle on, this product that I showed you, just comment with the word shop. I'll make sure you get that link to get the 50% off on the modular mates this month. And I have even a better value for those of you that would love to get bigger savings and even more products. Comment with the word party and I will help you. And then you'll tell them about your host rewards and how they can get even more through hosting. So have those calls to action planned out based on your objective, and then just say thanks. Make sure you thank your viewers for tuning in, and you can even invite them to your next broadcast if you have that planned out. So you could say something like, come back next Tuesday where I'm going to share, fill in the blank. Make sure you save the date. And that's how you start to build, by being consistent, you start to build that viewership of people that come back to watch again and again. And guess what? That's what Facebook really loves. The algorithm knows when people are coming back to watch a live video, and it rewards you with even more views and viewers. So here's a fun fact. Facebook prioritizes live videos that are at least 3 minutes long. So you always want those live videos to be at least 3 minutes. I mean, it takes that long just for people to find you. And then that average of 15 to 20, maybe 30, again, is kind of the sweet spot there. And as I said, just be consistent. The broadcast I do now, trust me, I can look back on broadcasts I've done from 3 years or 4 years ago. And, it's just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe. But it doesn't matter. My worst video ever in terms of lighting, I mean, I did everything wrong. I put it on YouTube. It was a vendor event tip. It is one of my most viewed YouTube videos. So I never deleted it. It's horrible. Don't go look for it. But the content is good. The tips are what people keep coming back for. I guess they don't care that I look horrible. So done is better than perfect. Any video that you can do this year is better than no video. All right, some questions for you to engage with your viewers. I told you I was going to have examples. Of course, make a list, create your own so that, you're not wondering, gosh, what's my next question? Because you can easily draw that blank when you're trying to think of all the things here. And this is simple. I started with this question. Where are you from? A really fun way that you can see where are the people from that are tuning in. You might even say, well, I'm really growing my business in Kansas this year. Pick an area, right? If you know anybody in that area, invite them to tune in, invite them to watch. That can help you increase and grow your business in areas where you want to expand. What's your family's favorite meal? A perfect way to start solving problems for people by finding out, they might say, oh my gosh, we're eating takeout because I don't have time to cook a meal. Oh my gosh, you've got the perfect solution, right? What kitchen appliance do you use the most? Think about how you can help them with quicker, faster, easy meal prep. The Micro Grill Pro, I think, would be perfect for that. What was your favorite tip? That's perfect to ask at the end. What was your takeaway? What did you learn? What did you guys really, what resonated with you? What do you think? Maybe you're sharing 2 products and you could do with this or that, that would actually be perfect with the modular mates. Do you want this one that holds the potatoes or this one? Do like a this or that. What do you want to see next? Ask your audience, let them help you develop topics so that you're giving them exactly what they want. And then you can even say that when you go live. The fan favorite was they wanted to see me, fill in the blank. And here you are giving them exactly what they asked for. And then last but not least, and of course, there's 100 more questions you could come up with. Guess which one comes in the kit? A great way to talk about your income opportunity if you're featuring an item that also comes in the demo kit, a perfect way to drop a sponsoring seed and talk about your income opportunity. Now, last but not least, I have screenshots for you, for those of you that are new to going live, to show you what this looks like. This is the desktop view. This is the new Facebook Live producer. And this can be a little confusing if it's the first time. It's not just go live like it used to be. It's got all these things that you've got to figure out. So what you want to do is click on number 1, where it says use camera. All these other things where it says stream key and paired encoder are super techy, and I don't even recommend you figure that out. Just click on use camera and it will be exactly like going live, like you used to. And then number 2, you can see in the left corner there, that's where you can schedule the live event. So this is fairly new. You can now schedule your live broadcast, or you can just go live, right on the spot. And then you can share it to your timeline. You can even share it to your group from here. And then there's the place number 3 where you would put in your title, which could be, 5 easy meal prep tips. And then the say something is the post where you're going to put a little bit more information. And then number 4 in the bottom right there, that's where you can connect your camera and your microphone. And you'll see a little drop down arrow there if you're using a different camera or a different microphone than is on your desktop. And then you'll see it says stream preview. That's where you would see you on camera, so you can see exactly what it's going to look like. Now look at the arrow at the top. That's brand new, launched at the end of last year, live shopping. And that's what you would click to add that to your broadcast. And like I said, you can even add links, but make sure you test it ahead of time and that it all works the way it's supposed to. And here's on the app, I mentioned you can change your audience. So number 1 is if you tap that, it says 2. And if you see that little world globe, that means it's public. But maybe you want to go live and you don't want it to be public for whatever reason. Maybe you're just sharing something, more a day in the life type thing, and you just want it to be friends, or children are going to be in it and you don't want your children to be, available for anybody on Facebook. You can change that to just friends or friends of friends. So you, at the end of the day, you decide. who sees this content. And then number 2 and number 3 are how to switch the view. This is on an iPhone so that your text is not backwards. So if you're showing anything, whether it's a t-shirt that says Tupperware or the name of a product is on, something that you're showing, if you don't do this step, your text will be backwards. So let me know right now, has this ever happened to you? And you're like, how do I fix that? This is how you fix it. So number 2, you just tap on that little magic wand where the arrow is pointing, and then it opens up to number 3, and you tap on that little square and it flips the screen. So instead of being backwards, your text is now frontwards. So that's the little secret. As far as I know, it hasn't showed up on Android yet, but look for it because it could be by now. You never know when these apps update. And then just real quick for those of you on Instagram, to go live, if you didn't know, you just tap on your profile photo. That's where you create a story, and that's where you go live on Instagram. In Instagram stories, you'll see the live button right there. All right, last but not least, your next steps. When you're all done, you want to edit the post and the thumbnail, because initially you were saying, hey, I'm going live at 2:00. Well, now it's past 2:00. So now you're changing that verbiage for the replay viewer and making sure you have a good thumbnail instead of a scary thumbnail. And there, trust me, are lots of scary thumbnails out there. As I said with the unboxing video, same thing, go back, look for interest, look for potential leads, reply to comments, and see if there is any conversations that you want to take in the messenger to keep the conversation going and convert. So identifying leads, once you're done your live, that's just the beginning. Now you want to go back and you want to really look to see where are the opportunities. Now you can really keep that live going. It's not one and done. You've got people coming back to watch on replay. One really easy way to get even more views is to host a watch party. So if you maybe did an unboxing on your profile and it's public, you can then host a watch party in your group. And maybe it's the next day or the next week. They can come back and watch it. Or maybe you went live on your business page and you are going live once a week to share a tip. You can host a watch party with your group members and they can come back and see it. So just because you went live, don't think that everybody got to see it. Hosting a watch party can really increase your views, especially if you do it on a different day and at a different time. And somebody did ask, I saw in the questions, what were the best days? And that's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, really for posting in general on Facebook. And keep it going. You could download that live video and you could upload it to YouTube. You could upload it to Instagram, and you could, continue using one video multiple times. You could reshare it into a Facebook party. And so it's not one and done. You can take one thing and use it, 5 different ways. And that is a huge time saver. And here's a fun fact. 20% of all videos on Facebook are live broadcast, and they are projecting within the next few years that almost all the content on Facebook will be some form of video content, and we'll see static graphics go away. And I love this quote for all of you that might be thinking, oh my gosh, this is just way out of my comfort zone. And I totally get that. I do not think you can get rid of the fear. I think that the harder that you push back against the fear, the louder it becomes. But I do think you can dance with it and you can welcome it in, like, come on in, fear. You can say, thanks for coming, because that means I am onto something, and that is Seth Godin. Now, to finish up, and I know Pam's going to do some prizes here, our time together, would you like an idea that can grow your business faster than you can say modular mates? So give me a little hand in the air, if you would, because Pam and I have put together something really fun. Oh, I'm seeing the raised hands here. Good job, guys. This is a really fun way to use your group as a lead magnet to attract not just more members, but to captivate, connect, and convert to actually sales, parties, and new recruits. And it's a pantry challenge. So you can take this idea and run with it, or you can even make it your own. But you could have a 5-day, 7-day challenge happening in your group to make over your kitchen pantry for the new year. And what are they going to make it over with? Right? What's your guess? What are you going to show them would be the perfect products to make over and reorganize their pantry? Let me know what your guess is. I'm sure you guys already have this figured out. Yes, it's the modular mates, right? How perfect. And there's money saving tips and tricks that every busy mom needs to know. You're going to add value to your group members. You're going to engage with your VIP group. This is a really great way to fire up interaction. If you have a group that you're thinking, oh my gosh, there's just nothing happening, nobody's interacting, this is how you do it. It solves all the problems. When you do a specific challenge, a 5-day, a 7-day, a 10-day, you could do 14-day. Depends on how many ideas you have. And this would be really fun to brainstorm with your team as well. It really helps to solve all the problems that your customers have with your products and sell without being salesy. They are going to be asking you, how do I get these products? Because it's going to solve their problem. And it is super fun. It's a great way for you to connect and really have joy in your business, that you're serving your community and that you're not selling. And that is when you really fall in love with this whole social selling concept, and you begin to captivate and connect and convert. And that's all I got.
Oh my goodness.
That's
Is
a wrap.
that all? Oh, wow. This was a phenomenal day. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. And it all day long, we never got kicked off of the upload to the Facebook group. So you guys can go back and watch it again, which is really, really cool. Super happy about that. We want any other last questions to come out right now. If anybody has any questions, I know you're all saying thank you, thank you, thank you. Boy, I'll tell you, I need to get all these thank yous together for you. You are getting so much love in there in the chat right now. Anybody have last questions that they wanted to put? Does the algorithm apply to private VIP groups?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
definitely. Yes. If you're getting more engagement, Facebook will actually recommend your group. That's why VIP groups are great for lead funnels. They'll recommend your group to people you don't even know when you're doing it right.
okay. So your VIP group would need to be public then for that?
Nope, they request to join.
Okay.
I'm sure you guys have had people request to join your private groups that you don't know, and you're like, where did they come from? It's because Facebook recommended them.
All right. Do you have to join YouTube to pass your videos there, to post your videos there? Sorry.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just reading questions, not answering them.
That's okay.
Once I read it, I'm like, yeah. Anybody else have a question you put in there that I've missed because of all of this? I have no engagement in my group, but have over 700 people. What do you recommend?
I would do this pantry challenge, you know, first up is, are the right people in the group? How did they get there? Were they added maybe before and they don't even know they're there? You'd rather have less people in your group that want to be there than a ton of people in your group. So numbers are really not as important as the community that you're building. But a challenge like this can really, change your group cover photo, be like pantry challenge happening this day to this day. They'll get notified that you changed your cover. They'll either stay or they'll go. And if they go, that's okay, because they didn't want to be there anyway. And do some more live video during that challenge. Show how to use the product, show fun tips. That is how you can just start to change, to swing the pendulum, so that once you do that to fire up the engagement, it can live on if you continue to add value. So think more about adding value versus, sharing marketing messages in your group.
Okay. Melissa says, what is your best tip to see comments while you're doing a live, especially on phones? I'm always bringing my desktop down to have a big monitor.
That's exactly my advice.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's the best way to do it, is have a second device. It could be a monitor or a tablet, but yeah, that's how to do it.
All right. And then we have Lori says, do you prefer Facebook Live, Producer, or StreamYard? Pros and cons.
I prefer StreamYard. I am like a just all-in fan advocate for StreamYard. It has so many awesome things that you can do, from showing comments on screen. It's just easy. That's why I like it. It's easier.
It's easier. Okay, good to know. I have, okay. Do you have any favorite business oriented authors or titles you can recommend? Her.
Have you read Lynn Bardowski's latest book? No.
Yes.
I'm just a believer in lifelong reading.
Yeah.
And honestly, I have hundreds. I surround myself with books. I've got books all over my office, on my shelves, everywhere. From The Little Red Book of Selling. If you've never read that, that's like an old classic that is all about serving and adding value. I've got Jack Canfield, The Success Principles. I got a book over here. What is it? Unstoppable.
I have all three of those. That's so fun. Yes. Awesome. Yeah. Little Red Book of Selling is just a very quick read and very, it's like drinking a 5-hour energy. It's just gonna pop you. Right?
Yeah, that's like a bathroom reader. Like you could just
yes, it is.
Get nuggets of wisdom every time you read it.
Right. Okay. Should your website be public on Facebook profile? Should your website be public on Facebook profile?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you recommend private groups or public groups?
Private.
Okay. So only from a computer, we can actually do a live in the morning and schedule it to show later, or it will show live at that time. Yeah.
Or StreamYard.
Yeah.
Oh, no, actually with Facebook Live Producer, let me think that out now. No, you're right.
Okay.
Facebook is updating all the time, but yes, for Facebook Live Producer on desktop with StreamYard, you could do it both on mobile and on desktop, both.
Okay. I hope nobody writes anything I shouldn't read, because I'm just reading. That would be bad. Can we do a shopping show live similar to the bed? That's why I said, I'm like, why is bed in there? Similar to the bed. Maybe, can we do a shopping show live?
A couple lines down, she wrote, similar to a jewelry seller.
No, I'm assuming you're thinking like a paparazzi type thing, because they're selling inventory. Unless you're selling inventory, their business model, they don't sell on a website. They buy product and then they sell it. So they're more inventory based.
Okay.
Where you're sending people to your website. They, especially if they're shopping a party. So it's a different method of selling.
Yeah. Events or groups for doing parties, pros or cons?
They can both work. Honestly, I used to be like totally against groups because of the way people were adding people to groups, and it was super spammy. But Facebook changed that where you have to now accept when somebody invites you to a group. Although I'm still all in, no matter where you party, that it should be a personal invitation, just like you did at your in-home parties. It makes a big difference. So it is a personal preference. I will tell you, the algorithm now is favoring groups in terms of who's seeing the content. And there are a lot of good features in groups, like announcements, that can help you manage your party a little bit better. But they honestly, many times it's a personal preference and they can both work.
Okay. If you schedule live on your computer, can you go live on your mobile phone? If you've scheduled it on your computer, can you use your phone to go live?
No.
No.
And
Okay.
you can't schedule from your phone
Okay.
on the Facebook app. So when you're going live on your phone, you're going live through the app. It's not as robust as going live on facebook.com.
Okay. You know, I have to tell you, you saved us so much time on some of these questions. We don't have to push buttons and figure it out ourselves. So thank you for that question. That was a good question, Loretta. One of my notes says, do lives not recordings? And another says, one of my notes says, do live not recording? And another note says, put it up the next day. Can you clarify this, please? So another one of her notes says, go live, not a recording. And the other one says, put it up the next day. So obviously.
So if you're going live, it's live. If you're putting it up the next day, I think what you mean is you're maybe recording it on your phone. It's not live and you're uploading it directly is what I'm assuming. But do know if you're uploading directly from your phone, you're going to have less engagement and interaction than you would on a live video.
Right. You know what? I also think a lot has to do with going live. People expect it to not be perfect. And if you do a video and upload it, you're expected to have this down, And so yeah. So going live, you've got more freedom to be yourself and just have fun with your friends.
I find like I am horrible when I'm not live. I don't even like to train when I'm not live. I had to just record it live for a company, and I just don't have as much energy on camera because you're just like talking to yourself. So I just think there's so much more energy when you're live because you're interacting with people.
And that's why we wanted to put people in your Zoom room. So they earned that right. All right. Okay. So it's time for us to give away. So what do you have to share that you're giving away, first of all?
Yes. I always have a tip. So we're just going to pretend I'm actually not doing a drawing in this bag, but having props is really important. So for anybody watching on silent, we're doing a drawing right now. There's nothing in here. It's just a total prop. So I'm giving away 3 things. I created a promo code for you guys for showing up today. For anybody that wants to check out my mentoring program, where you can learn all the things, you can use the code ROCKIT, all uppercase, ROCKIT 2021 to get my mentoring program with a 30-day trial. So you can try it out for 30 days, hang out with us. If you stick around, it does auto renew for $19.97. Now I am sounding like I'm selling something for $19.97 a month. Or cancel. You could totally cancel before the 30 days are up and not be charged anything. So Pam can make sure you get that link, or you just go to milliondollarpartygirl.com and you can find it there. And then we're going to do 2 winners. Pam, you can pick those for my Facebook Party Pro course. I'll just need your contact information to get you access to that. It is my step-by-step. It literally is like Facebook Party Pro. It's got live streaming training, step-by-step Facebook party, printables, Google Forms, Canva tutorials, everything you need.